very protective big brother. Like I held my sister Claire, in my arms when she was a baby. And she's 31 now, but I still see her as 372 months. And a few years ago, she told me that she was gay. And like at first it bothered me, because I felt like as her brother, I was like, did I do this? Did we wrestle too much or something? But I'm in a place now where I'm happy that she's gay, because I'm a man and I know what I do to women. And I don't want that happening to my sister. She had a boyfriend when she was in high school, but he was kind of a corny, lame, square type dude. Like he might have had sex with my sister, but he wasn't smashing my sister, like he wasn't banging her head into the headboard. He didn't have her hanging from a shower rod. He wasn't making her cuss. And it's like you see two women together, it's very sensual, it's sweet. They're giving each other soft kisses, wearing white lace. It's like two angels. And then Dick comes in and just turns into a murder scene. And is screaming and begging and hollering. And I just don't want my sister being penetrated is what I'm saying, actually. And she's actually getting married next month. Claire's getting married. Appreciate it. The family is very supportive. I was talking with my mom actually earlier today, and we were talking about her fiance Lindsay, and she was like, I like Lindsay. She's hardworking, she's respectful, and she's humble. And I was like, Mom, I like Lindsay because she doesn't have a dick. That's why she is all right with me. I've actually had gay thoughts myself. I'm not attracted to men, though, but it's just the fact that my sister has been with both men and women, and I don't want her to be more sexually accomplished than me. It's like you already beat me in basketball, you make more money than me. It's like, and you fuck men and women? Like, I can have a threesome tonight, and it's still just two chicks. Like I haven't crossed over like old Bo Jackson, like you Deion Sanders you. What can I do to beat you? Actually, I like dating older women. I can't really do the young chicks. The young chicks annoy me. Like the young 20s, because they feel like they know everything. And I'm like, how, bitch? You haven't even lived. I was following this chick on Instagram until I found out she was born in 1993. And I was like, 93? I was like, bitch, Jordan had 3 rings by then. And you're just being born. I was like, you didn't see Michael drop 55 in game 4. I was like, what the hell do we have to talk about? I was like, unfollow. This bitch, yeah. I smoke a lot of weed. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Like I smoked so much weed, one time I caught myself passing weed to myself. I was like, hit this Dave, and then pass it back to Dave. And when I really knew I smoked a lot of weed was one time I took a break. And that's when I really realized like how much a part of me, like my weed habits are. Because I was at Ralph's, and I was in the deli, and I was like, let me get an 1/8 of potato wedges. And I want to see you put it on the scale, too. So I know it's 3.5. I'm watching you. And I'll take a gram of broccoli salad, too. No stems, no sticks, no seeds. Just your finest, greenest broccoli. And then she wanted to ring me up, and I was like, no, I want a hand-to-hand transaction here. Fuck this plastic bag here. So I'm also a teacher. Yeah, thank you. Indeed. Except good old LAUSD laid me off. Thank you for your sympathy. It actually ended up working out for the best for me, though, because I was able to find my real, true calling. After all the years in school and the talks with my parents, I have finally found the job that I have been searching for. Unemployment. I am up at the crack of 11:30, and I commute all the way to the kitchen for breakfast, and then I report to the living room for online training for NBA 2K15, and I read countless news articles on Facebook and Instagram. And if I keep not performing like this, I'm going to be the unemployment employee of the month. And just when I didn't think that my life could get any better and I had found my purpose, I got the most earth-shattering news. I was being rehired. You talk about just crushing a man's dreams. Like it took me 32 years to find my path, and then you just fire me from unemployment like this. I'm like, please, like, what am I doing wrong here? If you give me another chance, I will show you that I can do less. If 11:30 is too early, I will be there at 1. I will sleep all day if that's what it takes. But it didn't happen. I was fired from unemployment, and I was really devastated about it, Like you could see it on me, Like I had friends coming up to me like, I heard you got rehired. Congratulations, and I'm sorry. But there is still hope, though, because they're talking about laying off another 5,000 teachers. And I like my chances. I do. I feel good about it. I was actually laid off last June, so I just want to say to you hardworking taxpayers, on behalf of everybody on unemployment, thank you. Dinner tonight was delicious. You are the real MVP. And I know it's late tonight. You guys might be out drinking and everything, but I'm gonna need you to go to work tomorrow. All right. I don't care if it's a Sunday or not. We both cannot be at home. All right. One of the years I was teaching, I taught kindergarten, which was crazy. Kindergartners love telling on each other. Like there is nothing that a 5-year-old loves more than being a snitch. I had like 20 Frank Lucases in my class. And one of my number one knuckleheads, his name was Tyrese. And now, first of all, I've not met not one well-behaved Tyrese in my lifetime. At the end of the day, the kids get picked up, and that's when I would report to their parents on how their day was. And his mom came and I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, Tyrese hit a kid earlier today. And then kids just started coming out of the woodworks, like Bill Cosby rape victims. And they're like, he hit me too, he hit me, he hit me. And I looked at his mom and I was like, and he hit me also. We need you to stop this immediately. I teach in the hood, I teach in the jungles. I taught first grade there also, which was crazy because I was getting cussed out by 6-year-olds. I had one kid, he was running around my room, his name was Jay Sean. I was like, hey, Jay Sean, you need to go ahead and sit down. And he was like, no, fuck you, teacher, bitch. And I was like, really, dude? I was like, come on, man, we're going to the office and I'm calling home. And kids, they're a product of their home environment. So I get on the phone with the dad and I was like, sir, I just want to let you know that your son was running around my room. I told him to sit down. He said, no, fuck you, teacher, bitch. And the dad was like, this is what you're calling me for? Waking me up at the crack of 11:30 to tell me this? He was like, don't you ever call me this early again. Fuck you, teacher, bitch. I was like, where does he get it from? I have no idea. I've been teaching for a while, and I really realized that my teaching style is very pimpish. Like, very close to being a pimp, because one day I was telling the kids, I was like, look here. I don't want your bodies, I want your minds. Now, see, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to trust me and believe in me, because I'm here to take you to the top. Now, you see, a teacher is only as good as his students are. And I've seen them come and I've seen them go. And the players change, but the grade remains the same. Now, it's rules to this. You need to listen, follow directions, and let me make the corrections, and you'll be on that right road to get that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Because it's out there for you, Jack. Now, it may look glamour-like to you. Shiny gold stickers on your paper, silly bands on your arm, mouth full of pizza. But it ain't easy. And it's going to take a lot of dedication. And you're going to be bringing me back so much paper, your backpack is going to swell up like it has the mumps.
Ooh, baby. Yeah. If you ain't sliding to this, you need to get the hell on, man, Yeah, what's up, Uncle Rogers? Have been making room. No more cold nights now, every day is June. Alexis nearby, shoot my love to her. Tell Granny wish I could give a hug to her. The fam is alright, economic plights.